We got garbage.
We can still do this.
Leadify. Oh, so you snap into the floor. Okay, I like it. Go on the floor to reset. All right, yeah, that looks like it definitely improved my aim. I like it. There you go. Pop them. Nice. Very nice. Ah, probably a little both. Probably a little A, probably a little B. You mean by movement counter strafing, Sean? Go walk in and win this tournament, dude. I'm about to take down this fatty. All $109 of it. Oh wow, you got little barriers up. Oh, definitely practice that, Golden. Thank you, man. Yeah, no, I get what you're doing. Definitely gonna practice it. What the heck, dude? Why do heck? Damn, dude. Does this crosshair need to be smaller? Well, I will. I'll start throwing this into the warm-up routine. Oh, you motherfucker, dude. Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, where did I fold? Son of a gun. I'm sitting out again. They're not huge. First place is 93. Second place is also 93, which is weird. 71. You just need one good double up here. One good double up. They got anything silly going on here? They got any silly business? You know what I'll do? I'm gonna get in one of these and then immediately get busted out of this tournament and then be like, why did I sign up for another one? I want to go to That's what's gonna happen. I don't think like that. Join this one. Yeah, get in there. Shouldn't that put me? Should start it up immediately. Oh. Just shooting targets like aim labs, that sort of thing.
Are you tired of losing rounds because you don't know the best spots to hold on CT? In this video, I'm going to share with you the most powerful CT positions on every map that will help you dominate your matches. We'll be covering 7 key positions on the 7 competitive maps, which will give you insights you'll need to maximize your win rate. Let's get started. We'll start with everyone's favorite, Mirage. If you played enough of this map, you know that mid control is essential for winning any round. But why is this true? Obviously, there is no bomb side to plant mid, but what having mid control does for either team is allow them to access different parts of the map however they wish. If the T's get mid control, they now have access to B through cat, ladder room, mid window, and A through con. This allows them to be more creative with their takes instead of trying to rush B or execute A. So without a doubt, the most impactful position you can play in Mirage is con. From this position, you're able to fight for mid early rounds and be on A site for a potential execute or a lurk. What you'll see a lot from great players is that they've mastered playing this position. I spent a lot of time watching Donk's VODs, and almost every time he plays Mirage, he's playing connector. A few things I've gathered from watching his gameplay is 1, he'll often throw this lurk smoke con, and he'll force gunfights from top mid. And if he finds no contact mid, he'll constantly swing palace and ramp. What I see him doing when he gets this spawn in CT, he'll jump straight out of mid window and catch T's off guard swinging top mid. Now obviously Donk's a different caliber of player than probably even watching this. Most of the gunfights he's taking, a lot of us would probably just not win. But there's a lot to learn from how he moves, the utility he uses, and how he peaks. Take some time to practice this position. I also highly encourage anyone watching this to look over Mirage VODs and find some pro players who've mastered playing con. Moving on to Dust 2, we have Cat. The reason why I chose this position over A-Long is because I know most of my viewers play a lot of solo queue. And if you don't have a teammate that knows how to play long with you, or if you're trying to take long with a bad spawn, it's almost impossible, and more times than not, you'll just lose based off timings. With that said, if you're playing on a team, or at the very least you're duo queued, I recommend learning how to play A-Long effectively. But for the rest of us solo queuers, Cat is the strongest position to play on CT. From this position, you can deny T's access to split A, and you can find favorable engagements with lower players and unsuspecting top mid players. In a situation that your long players or player dies and you're in a retake scenario, you're in the best position to deny T's access to the site. Along with this, you can help your teammates rotating through CT and not get killed by T's looking down on them from site or cat. Another benefit to playing as the cat player is the versatility you have when it comes to rotating. You can rotate to B through under and start a fast flank. Also, in the same instance that your long player dies, you can start a fast flank back through long doors to do the same thing. Overall, in a solo queue environment, I recommend not getting stuck anchoring B or holding mid doors simply because I think these positions can be very low impact. The B player can be stuck playing retake simulator if A site continues to be lost, and the mid player can be stuck doing the same thing if Xbox is smoked every round. Similar to Mirage, spend some time watching replays of pro players playing Cat, and perhaps check out Polo's in-depth guides where he shares insight on how to play A-Long and Cat. The link to that will be in the description. Before we move on to our next map, here's a word from our sponsor. Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is a fully automated CS.
Shut up with your Skins Monkey shit.
Hands down, the best position to play in Inferno is Banana. The reason why this is, unlike other maps where the T's can find multiple ways to enter B side,
yeah, that would look
Banana
nice.
is their only way in. That, of course, is assuming your A players don't allow them to wrap CT.
So I'll probably put the money on there towards his gloves.
And feel comfortable winning engagements there, the T's will feel at a loss when it comes to taking map control. A common strategy I see played in high-level pugs is gaining control of Banana, then leaving one player there to spot and play info. If you apply this strategy with a bottom banana smoke, this setup can be very powerful. What you can do in your games is be the player that rotates off. Not only will you be getting a site where the T's are more than likely to finish, but you're also putting your team in the best possible scenario to win a round by forcing the T's to execute into a 4-man stack. When you rotate off B, be sure to take the arch side mid. Communicate this with your team so the original arch player can help the pits player or the apps player. Holding this position arches will allow you to be the first person to rotate back to B in case your banana player gets contact. CT Inferno is heavily based around the utility that you use, so be sure to study the nades that the pros are using. CS Tactics has some great videos exclusively covering Inferno. I highly recommend taking a look at his videos. Vertigo is one of those maps similar to Nuke where an argument can be made for each CT position being the strongest. This is because how fast CTs can move around and influence how the round plays out. The position that I feel has the greatest impact on the
Like
map is
200
the
bucks, I
mid
think.
player. The mid player, or sometimes more commonly played at Heaven on B, has a lot of options when it comes to moving around the map. Not a lot of times will T's hard push through mid. This is especially true if the right utility set is thrown. Conditioning the T's to not be allowed to go through mid will create an opening for you to potentially gain valuable information and start fast flanks to disrupt any plans the T's have on taking a site. A more passive approach to playing this position would result in you playing as an instant rotate to either help B player on full executes or move through elevator to start a retake on A site. Having the ability to freely move towards whatever end of the map you need at such a speed results in your presence being felt everywhere the T's decide to go. If the T's start to execute B, you can simply throw flashes over mid to slow them, and if they take site, as a Heaven player, you can throw this incendiary to prevent a default plant. If the T's are moving up ramp fast, you can drop down ladder to create a fast flank, or move through elevator to throw this incendiary to prevent a plant on default. Overall, the key to finding success in this position is being comfortable reading the enemy team's offense and making decisions based on your information. If your B player is constantly losing, you can start rounds in Heaven and save your utility for retakes, and if your A side is losing, you can create pressure on fast flanks every round. Also, if the T's decide to go through mid, you can condition them with these incendiaries in this HE lineup to discourage them from moving forward. There are also a ton of positions that you can take, like playing under Heaven here, having a teammate boost you on boxes early, playing from Heaven, or simply swinging off a timing mid. Similar to all these spots I've mentioned, it's important to always be changing where you're holding and be quick to react to whatever the enemy team is trying to accomplish. As mentioned before with Vertigo, Nuke has a ton of positions that can influence the map. I'm biased on this map because of how much I love playing ramp, but personally I think ramp is the strongest position. As a ramp player, if you're throwing the right utility, you can condition the T's to never try and fast push through. And if they start to disrespect your lurk, you can create a fast flank to A by simply pushing through trophy. If the T's decide to take B and you're able to make it down, you're the first person they will likely run into contact with. What I really like doing as a ramp player once I know they're going B is to run down ramp and play off this railing. This is a really strong off angle for anyone who's trying to open up double doors. Doing this though, it's important to notify your team that ramp is now open and they're able to wrap through hell. Another benefit to playing this position is your ability to quickly rotate through Heaven if the T's decide to pop out A. It's important to know that similar to mid on Vertigo, this position is primarily a rotate position requiring you to have excellent awareness on what's going on. Constantly ask your teammates if they can be down secret. This will allow you to play this position properly. If the T's do decide they want to push ramp, it's important, like all the positions I mentioned, to never hold the same angle twice. Sometimes I'll hold this head glitch on ramp, I'll stand all the way back here behind boxes and jiggle, and sometimes I'll play standing on these boxes, which can really catch the enemy off guard. The biggest downfall to playing here though is your susceptibility to flashbangs. If you get overwhelmed on ramp, be sure to drop down B and tell your team that they can be wrapping hell. Anubis is one of my all-time favorite Counter-Strike maps. Playing CT side on this map can be very difficult considering how T-sided Anubis is. The most impactful role on this map, at least in my opinion, is mid. The reason why I say this is because it allows you to have the most pressure on the T's early round. What you can do as a mid player is throw this smoke, HE, and if they're not contesting, periodically peek through mid window to see if you can catch an enemy off guard. What this position allows you to do is play as the first rotator to either site. And if you have full mid control, you can shake things up by fast flanking through mid, or with enough information, drop E-box for an even faster, more aggressive rotate. Holding this position down to CT is very important because it makes A site a one-way entry site. And this takes a ton of pressure off whoever's holding that site. This will also allow them to hold a multitude of different angles, knowing that the T's can't push through camera. Once mid control is lost, it's almost impossible for the A player to be able to control the site. If you like opping, mid can be a great place to do this as well. Regardless if you're posted mid, rotating to either site, you're almost always guaranteed a long-range engagement where you will be at the advantage. The biggest mistake I see in Ancient when I watch lower elo players is their tendency to undervalue mid control. Convince your team to always be sending two players there, one of which should be you. What happens on Ancient if the T's cannot get access to mid is they're now forced to take A through one entrance. That or work B main and cave to try to get control of B site. The best part about having mid control though is you can help prevent B players from losing site by also getting cat control. The best way to go about this is learning the instant smokes from spawn. Once you have these down, communicate with your other mid player to throw the molly and HE along with yours. Once mid control has been established, you should try to fight for cat. Unless your cave player is getting aggressive and can safely assure that you'll be able to jump on mid boxes, try and ask your other teammate holding mid with you to boost you onto cat. You'll be surprised even at face at level 10, most players won't expect you to be swinging cat. Overall, having mid control and cat presence will result in the enemy team being forced to run up ramp or take A through A main. In the case where they do take A through main, you're already putting your team at a great advantage by having donut control. Even at 4v5, if your team has access through A site through CT, tunnel, and donut, you will be at a great advantage. This will force them to either A, hold two
What do you look for in an OnlyFans model?
A bitch that I feel like I could Today I took a silver from my Discord server who considers himself hardstuck, and instead of placing him on the rank of his dreams, I decided to make him play on every rank group. 5, 10, 15 and 20k. After that, I invited my YouTuber friends to watch his games with me. Let's see how it went. Here we have a hardstuck silver and his application. EU region, current rank 4.6k, peak rank 7.2k. Role most anti-fragger but sometimes OP. Why am I hardstuck? I'm hardstuck because I don't have a normal team. When I queue up for a premiere game, I get brain dead people, like they see the enemy and they are not shooting at them, or they turn away from the smokes and grenades like it's a flashbang, and they push every round, not giving me info, most likely just running out of sight and dying. Yesterday, I had a match where I was top fragging with 24 kills and the rest of my team had 21 kills combined. Ours in CS 668. Interesting. KD 0.91, win rate 41%, headshot ratio 47, ADR 78. So his KD and his ADR is not terrible, but it's not good either. And his headshot percentage is, it's also like below average, I'd say. His KD is also pretty mid. The first game was played on his own rating, which is 5000, and I watched this game by myself. The first thing that I noticed is that this guy has a pretty decent crosshair placement and movement for his amount of hours. But on round number 2 he makes a mistake that he will continue doing for the rest of all games. He simply never helps his teammates and only does something after they die. Also, he shift peeks into angles a lot and kind of just exists on the map without any purpose. And you see, like, this is what I mean, bro. He just waits for his teammates to go out on side and die. And then he sits on banana. He could have had, look how many opportunities he has for refrag, and even his teammate outside actually does all the job. Does a lot of steps, exposes himself, makes even more steps, not even aware of CT. Okay, now he's aware. He's the guy with for a decent damage. Completely sells his teammate by letting the guy cross. Okay. 1 kill. I have no idea where he's looking, but okay. You can switch to Tech 9. Okay, we don't judge the winners, right? But he could have done a lot of way better plays. On round number 4, he throws a super weird smoke on B. I've never seen such a rough lineup. Goes out first, checks all of the angles and calls his teammates to rotate since B is completely clear. He plants the bomb, throws a molly on a late timing and then loses his teammate and dies himself. But luckily for him, enemy has no time to defuse and he wins the round. Next round he throws the same smoke but misses this time, and I noticed that he likes throwing really weird random nades in general. And then he gets killed by an enemy on banana. This guy probably pushed from behind, they were not aware. Now he might try to smoke long here. No, he doesn't even try to use the smoke. I don't like it. Better to smoke one side, go to another. And yeah, gets killed. That's unnecessary risk to take. You can stay here or you can push towards side. There is no need for you to take long. Again,
gotta
like
make some moves in this
really
tournament here.
likes to hold behind for his team. I think that's because he doesn't trust his teammates and he's like very but yeah. On round number 8 he
He's
gets
a baiter
and goes banana. While crossing towards car,
Just
he
say it.
switches a weapon, which is
Just
super
say it. This
unsafe,
guy's a
but yet he
wicked
tries to
baiter,
clear
dude.
the majority of common angles. Decides to fall back. Actually a good decision because his teammates are